Hey y'all, this is my Kioti ck2610 with the KL4030 loader review. The tractor is the 26 horsepower motor. I just wanted to share a couple things with you that I'm not really happy with. Overall, I can't complain because of the lift capacity. It's got 158 hours, 158.8 hours. The loaders, I like the loader. It's my favorite thing. It's one thing I really like about it is the lift capacity compared to the Kubota and the John Deere and everything else. Weighs about 4,000 pounds, 5,000 the loader. You put a bucket of sand in it, you get another 500 pounds, and you got the brush hog in the back, and you can get some really good compaction. That's what I'm doing here. I'm building a shop for the tractor, a 2-post car lift. But I've brush hogged a ton. I don't know if you can see down in that valley down there, but I've brush hogged acres of thick woods. I've stacked up all those logs right there. I've got a massive brush pile over there. I've brush hogged over here. I've done a ton of clearing. But to the Kioti, I mean, they're all built cheap, don't get me wrong. Not one of them is built great. Kioti builds all their own parts. They throw a different loader on it. Bobcat is a Kioti with a different loader. But I went with the ag style third function. I did the third function, the rear remotes installed myself with my father-in-law's help. But biggest thing that I don't like is this hood latch. I think this hood latch is really chintzy. The grill guards, the brush guard, there should be a way to get an add-on from that from the factory. It's really simple. My hood latch failed down here. Stick got up, ruined this piece. Okay, number one. Coolant's really easy to see. The front dip fluid, oil filter, oil dipstick, third function kit, and then the dual rear remotes. My top link bent when I was box plating, so I had to buy one of those from Fleet Farm. Cody wants $45 just for the left hand thread piece. I really don't like the turnbuckles. I thought they'd stay tight better. I can tighten them down by hand. You stick a wrench in here, you tighten this as tight as you can get it, that turnbuckle, and it just doesn't hold. As soon as you're brush hogging or whatever. The seats are nice, don't get me wrong, the seats are nice. I should have gotten the SE model because then you could have got the electric over hydraulic PTO, which is okay. But I don't know, I like the clutch, I like the old things. I used to drive an International IH 300 or a Farmall 300, that was my dad's. But they're really simple, don't get me wrong. They're just kind of built cheap. Not Mahindra, not Bronson cheap, just some basic things. I like the fuel tank back here. I don't know. I'll show you I don't know, I'm not going to show it to you, but I don't know. These things break. I ordered a second set of them. They're 18 bucks a piece. Oh, and this pin right here. I lost this pin brush hogging. I lost this piece brush hogging. So my girlfriend went to town one day and she bought the bolt and the assembly, and I rammed a pin through there. They want $18 for it from Kioti. That's what it looks like, $18 for that. So this is about $2 at Fleet Farm. If you're not from the Midwest, Fleet Farm is like a Tractor Supply, but it's regional and a little bit bigger. They shouldn't call it Fleet Farm because it's mostly Fleet and Snacks. So I don't know, it's okay. In all reality, I should have got the backhoe. I get that these tractors and their backhoes aren't that strong, but I work a job where all summer long I'm running. I work most Saturdays. I work 60 hours plus a week, so the backhoe will let me do stuff today on a Sunday that I wouldn't be able to go get a Mini X from a rental store that closes at noon. So it'd just be handy to have that stuff. Takeaway is, the hood latch is garbage. These pieces are flimsy. Hood latch is garbage. These are flimsy. The lights are kind of chintzy. These dealios, these marker lights, whatever, your blinkers are chintzy. I'm not happy with those. And the 3-point, I don't know about Kubotas, but I know a lot of guys swap these out for Kubotas for 250 bucks. Kioti wants 250 aside from the dealer. My dealer actually ended up losing their Kioti license when they switched dealers. They got bought out, and Kioti tractors got packed up and sent home, and the Bobcat ones were there to stay, and if you buy a Bobcat, or if you have a Coyote, Bobcat technically can't sell you parts because they go through separate supply chains. So I see a lot of complaints about, oh yeah, I forgot about this. There's a lot of complaints about these hitting, this piece being off and these hitting and breaking. These loader bolts. I guess Kubota has the same design. This is a truly flawed design. I'm missing one, but I torqued them and Loctited them after they all walked out. At 50 hours, they're still pretty tight. I just hand checked them, which I guess is a big no-no. I just walked around and made sure everything, I mean, you shouldn't feel looseness. So you just kind of walk around and check everything. If it's loose, you'd feel it. So I had a bolt, that bolt and the same exact bolt on the other side wouldn't go back in. So just be aware of that. If you buy this Coyote tractor, if you buy a Coyote tractor or Kubota, if you buy a tractor, the way they build these is pretty flawed. They should have a guide pin, or these bolts should be Loctited from the factory. These should be so hard to remove, these loader frames, because this is what's holding it to the tractor. I mean, 1,800 pounds that this tractor can lift is all going into 14 bolts. There should be a guide pin like a transmission in the car that comes out. So this bolt should be studded, and this bolt should be studded, and then you just put the nut on the outside, and the other 6 or whatever, 5 on this side could go in. So you should have a studded one here and a studded one there on the outside, and then it wouldn't be possible for those to walk out. And these little walk washers, yeah, they'd work great for a lot of things, but they're not meant for this. So if I can think of anything else, I'll make another YouTube video. This is my first YouTube video ever, but I see a lot of guys asking in the forums about these Coyote tractors, and I mean, I don't think I would have been really happy with whatever I bought. I was gonna buy an L2501 from a dealer an hour away, and then I found out Coyote, the ck2610. This was last year in 2019. The ck2610 got this new loader, and now it can lift 600 pounds more than anything else in its class, which I don't know if it actually can lift 1,800 pounds. Some guys say it can. All I know is it can lift a ton. I don't have my rear tires filled. I gotta haul it to a dealer. It's an hour away at the dealer that sells Kubota, because my dealer doesn't do the rim guard, and I live in Minnesota, so you gotta get the rim guard, washer fluid and all that stuff. It's just not worth it. So the rear remote install, the directions to install stuff on this tractor, from what I've seen from other people and what I saw when we did this, it's actually written really poorly, but it goes together really smoothly. Everything was there. You had extra parts in case you had different models or whatever for the cab tractors, so that's nice. I buy my parts online from a dealer in Pennsylvania now, just because I don't care to drive. And overall, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, I paid 18 grand for the tractor. It was 19.5 with tax. I've got a box split, I got some forks, I got a couple other things, but yeah, I mean, overall, it's okay. It's not the greatest thing ever.